everyone, it's Bev DeBono with Tuesday's Tip. So today I want to show you how we are going to combine a lot of our Creative Memories tools to make this cute Easter egg border. So let's get started. We're going to be using our regular trimmer. We're going to be using our Wavy trimmer. We're going to be using our border maker system. We're going to be using some border punches and our oval and gemstone templates. So let's see how we're going to put this all together. For the base of our layout of our border, I'm going to use a very pale tone, and I'm going to use the Wavy trimmer. And I have a fun way to do this so that you can figure it out if you're going to repeat it for another page. This trimmer actually measures 12.5 inches. So when you are going to cut your paper, you want to put it at 1/4 inch down from the top, which is 1 square down, and 1/4 inch up from the bottom. And this will center your paper onto your Wavy trimmer. For this border, I'm only using the very soft wave. It's called the Swell. I'm not going to be using that Wavy one. And I'm going to just put my paper as close as possible. And I'm actually going to put it right at so that my paper lines up right to the edge here. And that way I'm using my tool to measure, because this is going to come up to about 3 inches. And then remember to center your paper 1 square down from the top and 1 square up from the bottom. And once I have that, I am just going to clip. And that cuts it to, and when I put it down on my mat here, it cuts it to exactly 3 inches, which is really cool, because now if I want to take this other piece that's remaining and do a border on the other side, you see that it does match, but also this was a 6-inch piece, so I used it exactly in half. So that's our first cut. And then our second tool that we're going to use is the fence with our border maker cartridge. And we're going to put it into our border system. Line it up on your paper guide. Flip the paper guide back. And now start punching all the way down till you have a nice even punch. I'm going to clear my confetti. And I'm now going to cut this to 2 inches. So I'm going to cut my fence to 2 inches wide. So I'm going to put it in my straight trimmer so that the tippy top points of my fence are at the 2-inch mark. And I'm going to cut that right at 2 inches. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wildflower punch, and this makes a nice, very pretty border. And I have a 2-inch strip, and I'm going to punch a 2-inch, I'm just going to punch a complete border all the way down. And now to use this border punch, we start our paper here where the line between the two Creative Memories, the black line between the title Creative Memories. And because this is a 2-inch strip, I really can't see it past the paper. So I'm going to put a little cheat sheet here and put my, I am putting my Post-it note right at the end. So now I have this line that I'm lining up to the black line on my punch. And I'm going to punch this all the way through. And once I have the first punch, I'm going to then just move it and line the paper up to where my punched piece matches the picture on the shelf of the punch. So just like that, and I'm going to continue punching until I have a complete border. And I'm going to remove my confetti. And if this is not already 1 3/4 inches, I'm going to cut it to 1 3/4 inches, but it's actually okay because I started at the 2-inch mark. And now let's assemble this on our border here. So I'm going to start with my pale base. I am going to take my fence and use my repositionable tape and just put tape all the way down for my fence. And I'm going to put the fence up at about 1/2 inch from the bottom, or maybe 3/4 inch from the bottom. And then I'm going to put my wildflowers on top of that. And with the repositionable tape, I can get right where these wildflowers are peeking out, just like that. And that's going to go at about 1/4 inch from the bottom. So these are my 3 layers right now. I have the base, I have the white fence border maker cartridge punch, and I have the wildflower border standalone punch. And if you have any little pieces that you see have a little tail here on the side, I'm just going to take my scissors, turn it over, and just clip it down so that it's nice and even when we go to add it to a page. And I might want to finish this off. We have, I'm using a lot of scraps from the Endless Meadows. I'm going to take one of these strips and put that just right on top of that little green piece, just to finish it off and make it almost look like cobblestones or some gravel on the path. And now for our eggs. I have used a lot of scraps to make these eggs. So you see, you can use any of your oval patterns and use these, the red or the green on the inside. But did you know that on the small heart pattern, the inside of this actually is an egg? And that's the one I'm going to be using on some of them, not all, but on some of them. And as I said, I'm using a bunch of scraps here from several different projects that I've done in the past. You can have some really cute scraps. Oh, there's another one. And I might use now the inside of this on the red, just to give it a little bit of a different shape. So we're assembling all of our pieces. And if you have any of these whiskers, just clip them off. And I like to mix colors on the eggs, so maybe I'll add some blue. You see, I've used a lot of this already. I'm just going to add some blue to it. And maybe I want a smaller one, so I'm going to use the smaller one and cut that. Just mix and match your colors. It just makes it a lot of fun. Okay, and now we're ready to just put some on our border. And just clip the little tail that's coming off of here. So I like to play with my play with the eggs first to see what colors I might want together. So this one I might want a pink and a blue. And then just use your multi-purpose tool and gently lift your flower that you put down and use your repositionable tape. And you can just position your eggs either under the flower, above the flowers. I kind of have them hidden under the flowers, and then I might want a smaller one. Maybe a smaller one here. This color, maybe to go that way. So I have a little grouping of eggs. And then I want to do something on this side, maybe with the orange. That color. And then I'm going to put the pink on that, in front of that, just to give it a different look. And now I'm going to put the blue. Oh, I'll put this blue on top of that. And there you go, a very, very fast Easter egg border. And then if you want to add it to your page, there's a couple things I would suggest. So if I'm going to put it on a page, I'm going to now just quickly put this on here. And I'm going to put the border all the way at the bottom. And then I might want to repeat this swell edge up at the top here. So I'm going to then just take another scrap, and I'm going to just do a quick border, maybe two squares over from the trimmer itself. And I'm going to put that at the top. You see it's really kind of working with that bottom border. And I think that makes a really cute, it puts it all together. So I'm going to put this up at the top, at about a ½ inch down, maybe a ¼ inch down, about a ¼ inch down. And when you're using your 13 by 13 mat, you can just line it up from side to side at the ¼ inch, and you don't really have to measure. Now this is a leftover piece from a sticker that I had from that collection, and instead of throwing it out, I'm just going to clip it. This just carries the colors through from the bottom. This was part of that collection, and it was a piece that we usually don't use. But I'm just going to add it to the top because it will complete that look. There you go. And then I want to put something like Egg Hunt on here, but we don't have a lot of pastel color ABCs. So I am taking the ABCs that we have. You can take very pale ABCs that Creative Memories has, and I'm using my dot pens, and I am just coloring on top. And then when I let it dry a little bit, and then I wipe off any of the excess color. And now I can have, so you see I've changed the color of the words so that it just gives it a little bit more of a fun. And I'm going to put egg hunt on here. And that's just kind of cute little. And you don't have to, you know, you can stagger the letters, you can just kind of have some fun with them. But that's another way that you can extend the use of what you have. And you see I'm using my multi-purpose tool to pick up the alphabets and put them actually onto the page. Okay, and I have egg hunt. And then if you want, you can use some of, we've had a butterfly punch that came with a secret box. And we can add a couple little butterflies. I'm only going to put tape right in the middle of the body of the butterfly. And then I'm going to just pinch the wings up a little bit. And so now we have an egg hunt. And you can add some other stickers if you have flower stickers. I might add some flower stickers to here just to complete the page. And that is a really cute and fast Easter egg hunt page. So I hope that you enjoyed Tuesday's tip. It was a little bit longer, but I wanted to combine all of our tools because a lot of times we use one without the other, but they really do build on each other, and you can see how pretty the pages turn out when you combine all of your punches. Okay, hope to see you next week. And don't forget, I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, which is Bev DeBono Designs. And you can subscribe to my channel and you'll know every time I post a new video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.